Hello, and welcome to Train Symbiotic. And of course, everything's likely not how it wants to be. I thought I had everything working, but I didn't try for um the title. So, how is everyone today? So, out in the club room, we got Hot Dog, we got Alex, we got Anthony, and we got Peter. Good to have you all here. I hope you have had a good day so far. Can you all hear me okay? As I can easily adjust the mic. Hi, David. That's good. So, how is everyone today? I hope you're all good. And you can see I've made a bit more progress in the layout today. I thought we can come in here. Of course, I've got a few jobs to get done. I'm not quite sure which camera or just is on there. So, you'll notice that I actually have a train running around, which is just here, off both cameras at the moment. But currently only this track is working. Oh, I need a pointy stick. I happen to have a pointy stick. So, yep, so this track is working, that one isn't. What I have got at the moment, and things are changing as we're going through, is every piece of track have got two wires coming from it. All of the wires on the first track are going to these two blocks here. I also have two of these boxes, which are for point controls. So that's that. I also have a mimic panel just there to show for points, but I don't have it in anything just yet. So the plan for today is I'm going to get some more of these wires done, where we have a good old chat and put the world to right. So I'm following the best principles with DCCing here. Also, I've got a few other little bits to point out. I'm not sure if the camera is picking up, but we have a lot of these plastic fish plates about. I'll grab one from my box. That's what's there. So these are the plastic fish plates. Trying to see what I'm doing. I use these to isolate pieces of track. So what I'm doing here is the track which is running around is a non-stopping loop. So what you don't see at the moment, because it doesn't exist, is there's going to be a track coming in along here, and that coming out of the layout. Then the train will go around here and then hit this point. Unless it's going back up to the top levels, it will cross here and either come in here or go into the last track which haven't been done. This will then allow the train. I'll answer your question in a second, Peter. So this will then allow the trains to be stored here and there on that track. Then that track, they're going to be storage one side, and then I'm going to have a set of points coming off like that, and set of points coming off like that, so that we can actually have this as a main storage area. So for answer to the question of am I soldering for points? Yes, I am. Sorry, didn't need mean to send that camera shaking. I think it is a 2EPB, but I'm not 100% sure. So, yeah. So, this is one of the points, and you can see two wires there soldered, two wires there soldered, and then the link there. What I need to do is put some heat shrink on that, and I spent today just soldering up all the points. Something else I have done, which you most probably can see on this big wad of track I need to wire in, is all my wires are color coded black and blue. Same as with the old layout, but this gets a bit more confusing. So black's on the inside, so that's the black wire rail, that's the blue rail, black, blue. But where about I always set in the middle of the old layout, I now sit to one side, so I'm sitting just here. I do want to get more cameras in here, which I will do eventually, so I sit over here, but it now means this side, where about that was blue, look, no, that's blue on that side, that's blue on that side, so it's a bit more complicated to keep the track together. Hi Dylan, good to have you there. Hope I got your name right. So, I hope that that's explaining what I'm trying to get done in here. So, I'm going to be using the ECOS block detectors. And trust me to take it. It's over here. So, this is my, yeah, this is my block detector. I got four of these. They're one of a different type, and I'm going to see what other type I can go to. So this gives me 16 blocks, and this one is, in theory, just about to fully used up. So blocks I'm having in the layout at the moment, and then it's going to change, is block number 1. Then that point there is block number 2. Block number 3 is this big section. Then block number 4 just there. Is there an echo? Sorry. Oh, that's okay. If there is any problems, let me know, as I can adjust a lot more here than I can in the other room. So that's block 1. Then when I go into phase 2, which is this section working, there'll be an additional block just there, and a additional block just there, and a additional block there and there. So 4 more blocks going on this side. Then we got section 2, which is about where it's going to stay. So 1 block there, 1 block there, 1 block there, and 1 block that points there. One of the reasons I chose these point motors is I can feed the track controls separately to the frog, because these I don't want detected, but I want the point detected. That's okay. We all know I have done much sillier things than that. So that point is a separate block, that's a separate block, and that's a separate block, because originally I was thinking of having all 3 points as 1 block, but as you can see, that train go through that block there, which the software wouldn't know if it's that one there, or that one there, so it's been broken up a bit. Oh yeah, SD does puppy. Um, so that that's what I'm planning to do then. On this loop, it's going to be multiple blocks again. So one block at that point, then press it in a curb, then that point, then that in a curb. Then I'm going to have a point just there, which will then spray off into that section. So quite a bit happening there. So you'll see these around the layout. Let me check I've got it in. There's a bit of delay today. This is designed to try to keep the cable a bit in control. So for each block, there's going to be a hole for the wires, and then these will be put around the layout. So what I was planning to do today, I know I have just spent 10 minutes chatting, but that's what this modelling club is about. I need to make sure that this is actually in camera. So all of these, I need to trim the end, making sure to keep them at equal distance. I make sure to twist all my wires. There is theory into it, but I twist it to try to keep it. I'm so sorry about it, but the background noise, I can hear you loud. Yeah, don't worry. If people want me to stop the train, just let me know. So, these, I have them twisted. Then all the wires from one block will be going to a central point, whereabouts I'll be using a thicker gauge of wire. And then that will feed back to the block detector. So I need to spend some time working out where the central point is, because at the moment I'm using these blocks to distribute the power. Have you tried using those Lego clips? They seem to be quick and easy to use without any soldering. I have thought about them, and I most probably will use them. For places whereabouts I have distributed power, I've got these. So for trap power come in here, in that side. And then I've got some spade connectors, which are in this bag here. So I've got these connectors, which I just put in after I have crimped the wire in. So these are going to be for powering for accessories. As one of the other things I'm needing to do is keep the track and the accessories separate. As which camera can actually see it? neither camera because I got too much stuff about. So just here we have a point, and you'll see that I have just changed the direction of it. This will cause the train to have all kinds of problems. So in theory, uh, this could have caused a short circuit, but which would have meant that had issues till I got that moving again, because for track tripped and for accessories, I'm sending the command out to change the points. I would have struggled because the train would have been turning the system to turn off. What I'll try to get done for the next time we come in here is to actually have the ECOS on the screen as well. I just need to sort out its network connectivity. So trying to get things sorted. So I know I'm saying so a lot. Few things I have bought for in here is this bag of people. Anthony, you might want to turn away from the camera for a moment, as I'm about to announce a bit of cruelty. This bag of people have been bought with a specific reason of chopping off their legs and putting them in the train, because the trains are looking quite empty at the moment. Yeah, so the trains need some people in because these are commuter trains going into London, and so I want people in them. There's something else I have bought, is this here. Let's see if I'm in camera. Up the head. This is Groove RGBIC light strip 5 meters. I've been playing with this at work, and this means that I can address different bits of the tape, so I can try to send shadows around the edge of the room. As what I'm planning to do, so about the movement, train stopped for some reason. About that kind of height, I'm planning to put a shelf around the top of the room to display. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to put a shelf around the edge of the room to display my Metcalf models, and then the lights. Come on, focus. The lights should then be able to give a bit of movement to the distance. So if I take this out, you get some paperwork, including setting up paperwork in here. You then get the tape which you need to take off a roll, and then you get to power supply. That's still showing, yeah. So if I plug this in down here, just need to put out an epilepsy warning. I know I can't say that properly. Yeah, that's half of the idea of this complete room. So I'll plug that in. I then need to get my phone out to turn on a plug. That's the one problem with having everything automated. I have got apps for all kinds of stuff, so the plug socket I can't just plug in. That should be that plug there. And you can see it's currently on sound activated mode, and you can see that there's multiple blocks in it. As I haven't got it set up, I can't show how well it can be adjusted, but you can see that it's flashing in different zones. So this I'll then set to have a wave of blues and white to try to give it a bit more life to it. So yeah, and I'll also have it set into the room's automation. Also, I can have disco mode. As currently in this room on automation. This is whereabouts you go, Richard, you're a madman. And there is going to be a video about it. The lights up here are Philips Hue, so I can change the colour in the room. Over there, you've got the blinds which you can't see. I'll turn that around again. So we've got the blinds over here, which open and close automatically. And there's also a sensor up there, so that everything happens under control. For plug socket, I got two lots of 6 controllable plugs, which then mean I can have a booting routine. So I know with the last layout, some of my point decoded needed to boot up before the equal. So by just saying she who must not be named, and I can't move her because she's in that corner, but starting with A, tell her to turn on the railway, and then she'll boot everything in the particular order. So the layout has got several aims in it. Yeah, this is a just under 8 foot by 4 foot board, and then if I move that around like that, that's just over. That's 4.5 foot deep there, and about 10 foot across there. So you can see my little setup here. Got the Digitrack ports, which aren't currently in use. The power monitor, the ECOS, which isn't staying here. So there's a lot happening. So right about the train is there. That will then spur off and come into the helix with a curve around that box and in here. Then about here we'll have a spurring off curve to join the helix as well. That will then take it up to about that kind of level, so I can get a bit in and access that, and then we're going to have the track in a blind tunnel underneath there, coming out about here-ish, and then carrying on up another helix, coming around to the station at the top, and then just about here we'll have a reverse loop to send trains back down, because what I do is the first scenic level I want to be able to just have trains running so that I can sit here and do train spotting. But on the first layer up here, there's going to be a bit of storage so that I can actually have the main trains in the stock on there, so I'm not always having stuff running up and down for Helix. So this is going to be oh, excuse me, sorry about that. You, oh, I like that idea. Think Helix Station. I do like that name. That's quite nice. So over here is going to be the terminus for it, London-ish based. So Andy, you get the merit of naming the station. I would have never came up with that in a million years, but that's a very good idea. As I love roundy layout, and I also like terminuses, so I can sit here and send trains in and out. Um, so also it means I don't need to buy as much track for this level because excuse me, half of it's going to be hidden. Then I can go for the nice fancy track on top. I'm looking at the bulkhead rails stuff from Pico. That's pretty nice stuff, and that could look quite good. So on the first layer, you're going to see a set of points about here, as the front track will go around the helix like that to start to increase height here. Um, there is going to be crossover to take you along there. So I want cargo trains to come up, go around, and then go back down, and then for passenger stock to be coming in and out of the station. The station, cheeky bugger. The station is going to be London-ish, and it's going to have a lot of mainly two car units, but there's going to be 4 car units in Network Southeast and Southwestern trains. So we're going to have my Desiras and that kind of stuff. All of the trains will be sound chipped, but I'm not expecting to always have the sound chips on, as they're just a fun function. Also, it will drive me mad having the sound on all the time. I'm also going to, as well as having the train making sound, I'm going to have sound in the stations and in the area. So over in that area, we're going to have a big retail shopping unit and potentially having the Magna Rail system in there. And then behind the station and in front of the station on the top level, we're going to have automated cars going around. Yeah, so I do agree that having the sound on can be can be quite loud, as when you consider you have the train sitting in the station, potentially 4 trains sitting in the station, plus a cargo train going around. Um, so it could be quite noisy. I haven't actually got anything done today, but I have enjoyed this good chat. Like like Alex said, Saturday I'll be at DigiTrains. I'm expecting to be there 11 to 12ish, maybe a bit earliest, maybe a bit laterish, maybe a bit longerish. You got several good companies there for having their opening day. So that's Saturday's video. Next week we're going back into the railway room to start on the um gas station, petrol station, to try to get that started. Only reason this train doesn't have sound at the moment is I haven't bought a sound chip for it. It got a TCS decoder in it. So I'm that will be sound chipped. Yeah, I will have some of the trains making sound, but not all of them, apart from when I do videos and that kind of stuff. But having a train sitting there making a lot of sound, you then notice that you have your background sounds missing. No more than two locos. And yeah, I'm liking where we get to with this. I'm hoping for the next layout update to actually have 3 tracks running in here, so that for next time we're in here we can actually be playing around with the trains. So I'm going to end it here. Lee, you did that on purpose, didn't you? Oh yeah, that what I was going to. So, please have a spacer showing the gauging in between. And there's little added bits of track just to get everything engaged here. So I'm going to leave it here. Good to have everyone here. Remember, put the chairs and tables back how you found it. Leave the building how you left it. We'll be allowed back in next time. Thank you everybody for joining me here. It's good to have you lot here because we can discuss things. Once I have done the petrol station, I'm going to start actually adding people to the train. So I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much. I now need to remember how to do the button. Same place, same time next Wednesday. Video out hopefully about 7 on Saturday. Thank you very much and see you all next time. Richard.